From breaking the U20 triple jump record in the first round of the final to trying to figure out what the youngster has in store for us next, here's Jayden Hibbert smashing the world U20 triple jump record. This kid was phenomenal in the U20 championships. For someone so young, I have to say that this little dude handled himself brilliantly. I mean, who could have seen this coming? The fact that he nailed the record in his first attempt was the icing on top of the cake. Hibbert entered the competition, having won silver back in 2021 when he was just 16 years old. Now that he'd grown up a bit more and had a bit longer to train, he was clearly ready to wow the world and show them what he was made of. The triple jump event is no joke. Just imagine, this dude managed to win the entire event on his first try. Seeing how the event was going, you wouldn't think that anyone could have done so well. I mean, the event had been delayed thanks to terrible weather conditions and was set to resume at around 6 p.m. The kid was probably already nervous about the whole thing, so that long wait for his turn to arrive must have been nerve-wracking. And yet, despite all of that, he managed to go out there and completely destroy his competition. Which makes you wonder, where does he stack up in the world rankings? Jayden didn't just crush the world record, he also managed to move up in the world rankings all the way to number 8, sharing the position with Cuba's Christian Nepolis. He was also just a few inches short of breaking the national U20 record in Jamaica of 17.29 meters. Considering that he's only been a part of this sport for a little over 3 years, achieving this much in such a short time is pretty crazy to think about, no? By the way, Jayden also managed to move to the number 2 position on the world rankings on the U18 list, where he narrowly trails behind Jordan Diaz, who managed to set a record of 17.49 back in 2018. However, with the way things are going for the young Jamaican, it kind of feels like he'll end up taking home the number 1 spot very soon. When it comes to the all-time list for Jamaica, Hibbert once again managed to snag the number 2 spot and sits comfortably on his throne. While he waits for his next competition, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that this remarkable young man will go on to accomplish big things. With all of these accomplishments coming so soon, it's got us all wondering what he's got planned for us the next time he competes on the world stage. As I mentioned before, he's only been training as a triple jumper for a little over 3 years. And so it only makes sense for us to take a quick trip down memory lane and find out what helped him get to where he is today. You see, most athletes who enter the sport tend to start training from a very early age. However, Hibbert isn't like those athletes. He's something else entirely. This kid started training in jumping events in his final year of high school. He worked hard and made sure to pour everything he had into his training. That's probably why it didn't take him too long to start taking home medals at a national level. Back in 2021, he went ham on the national stage. The dude completely decimated his competition and ended up finishing with podium finishes in both the long jump and the triple jump event. He didn't stop there either, as he would go on to compete in Costa Rica later that year. There, he managed to bag a few more medals, with a gold medal finish in the triple jump event and another silver medal in the long jump event. At this point, it's pretty clear that this kid won't stop impressing us for a long time to come. Fast forward to a little while later, and he finally got a chance to represent Jamaica on the world stage. He competed in the World U20 Championships and managed to achieve a personal best of 16.05 meters. This also meant that the young Jamaican would go on to bag yet another silver medal to add to his collection. Back in 2022, he took part in the Carifta Games. There, he ended up dominating the competition and clinched both the long jump and triple jump titles with ease. When we get back to the present, we'll see that Jayden had a few words to say about the record-breaking jump as well. Just when you think Hibbert can't get any cooler, he goes on to impress with his humble post-event interviews. The kid has it all: the talent, skill, determination, and best of all, the ability to stay grounded and not let all of this go to his head. When asked about how he felt about his insane jump, the young Jamaican seemed thankful that everything had worked out. He talked about how he'd shown up to the event with a max jump of 17.4 meters in mind. He added to his statement by talking about how he was glad that he'd been lucky enough to jump to that great of a length and thanked God for being on his side. He talked about how he believes that it isn't just his talent helping him reach these heights, but how he thinks that God favored him enough to help him get to where he is today. That's certainly a great way to think about things. As it turns out, he's not just God's favorite either, because his coaches seem to be in love with him too. In fact, his coach, Travis Gepfert, had a few words to say. With Jayden reaching new heights every day, he just had to come out and spill the beans on what the track athlete is like behind the scenes. The coach talked about how thankful he was to be able to train this kid and how he was such a humble yet talented youngster. He went on to mention how Hibbert was an excellent student and never let his studies suffer for his athletic gain. Travis added by saying how Jayden is always on time for all of his meetings and never causes any trouble, despite how hectic things get for him. Plus, the kid is always on top of everything, so no wonder that it's a joy to coach him. I guess it's understandable, especially when you have a young athlete who's so focused and determined on getting better and building a better life for himself. Travis ended the interview by talking about how Hibbert is the literal definition of a model student athlete, and how he's every coach's dream. When it comes to finding an individual who's humble and ready to do whatever it takes to get better and better, from what the coach said, it's clear that Hibbert will reach some insane heights throughout his career. The best part is, since he's achieving so much success from such a young age, there's no stopping the kid. The sky's the limit right now, which makes you wonder, what's next for the young Jamaican? Now that we've talked about how the youngster managed to blow everyone away the last time he competed, it makes you wonder whether he'll be able to do it again the next time around. Yep, no one-hit wonders, folks. This is the real deal. The most obvious event that comes to mind are the U20 Athletics Championships in Peru, which will take place in August. As things stand right now, Hibbert is still young enough to compete in that category. Plus, with his performances the last time around, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be able to take home the gold with ease. Then there are also the World Athletic Championships happening later this year. He's been hailed as a strong medal contender, and rightfully so. The dude holds the second longest triple jump record in Jamaica, which clearly shows how insanely talented he is. Lastly, one of the biggest athletic events in the world, the Olympics, which are going to happen in Paris in 2024, are also going to be a good place for Jayden to see where he stands on the world stage. With the games more than a year away and plenty of competition to test out his new techniques in, there's a pretty good chance he might end up becoming an Olympic gold medalist as well. Of course, we won't know until his next competition rolls around, but from what I can tell, this kid is definitely going places. So from trying to figure out what the youngster has in store for us next to breaking the U20 triple jump record in the first round of the final, that was Jayden Hibbert smashing the U20 triple jump record.